Once again, welcome to another great coaching session on AV Peron Academy's weekly training hub. I'm Life Coach Venkat, founder of AV Peron Academy, and it excites me to bring in today's coaching call a talk on how you can live longer in a disease-free body, have great energy, contribute more, experience life deeply, and create legendary work. Now, this is an exciting coaching session for you because there are very few people who are going to be acquainted with the wisdom that I'm going to share. And not just that, I will share tools with you so that you can learn this wisdom and also apply in your life as a standard lifestyle. Now, let's quickly jump into this. So, how do you live a life like that, where you can live longer, live in a disease-free body, contribute more, and experiencing life deeply and create legendary work? Now, I'm repeating this because if you treat life with a perspective of scarcity, and by scarcity I mean scarcity of time. Look, it's a fact that we all can have anything in abundance except time. Time is a limited resource that we all are blessed with within this lifetime. And therefore, if you have to live your life differently, that means you living your life with different time choices. What I mean by time choices is how you choose to spend your time differently is nothing but living a different life. So when you are saying, okay, I want to live in a disease-free body, I want to become more fit, I want to become more productive, I want to live a legendary impact, I want to unleash the genius within me, I want to live my life passionately, experience it fully. It means you're saying that you want to live your life differently from what you are currently living. And that means you must understand that you are agreeing that you will make different time choices. You will choose to spend time differently hereafter in order to see these as results. What I mean by these is living longer, disease-free body, peak performance, experience life deeply, and leave legendary impact behind. So, if we take time as a scarce commodity, life is made of time, and that means time is scarce. So, you got limited time. So, you have already lived your life, and what is left with you is the rest of your life. And this rest of your life is made of time. And the good news is you just don't have time, but now, as I'm going to share, you will have different tools, different set of knowledge, absolutely great insights on how you can spend the rest of your life using this wisdom, using these tools, and create a spectacular life. That is how you must first acknowledge to yourself that yes, I will choose to live my life differently based on these new time choices. So before I share, now that we understand that, okay, life is made of time, let us categorize that time. Let us break down our life into categories. Okay, you might follow this as I speak, but I strongly recommend you make notes as I share these categories. I break my life into these categories. I break it as physical, mental, financial, business or job, emotional intelligence, character, relationships, fun, adventure, and service. 10 categories. So what do these categories define? Physical represents your physical body because you live in your body first. That's your first home. Mental represents your state of mind, your mindfulness, your intellectual abilities, your cognition abilities. How can you think intelligently and make clear decisions? That all comes under mental. Also, what comes here is the spiritual balance elements because they contribute to your mindfulness. The more mindful you are, the better you can take decisions clearly and act brilliantly in your life. So we treat mental covering these factors. Third, financial. Your financial health, It represents your cash flow, your expenditures, your savings, your investments, and of course, your giving. Third, if you're working a 9 to 5 job, then it's your job, or maybe you're running your business, then it's your business growth. Fifth, we talk about emotional intelligence. Sixth, we talk about character. Now, these two are assets that you must have. Emotional intelligence and your character are great assets, and most people do not treat them as assets that can be worked on and grown with time. Your emotional intelligence describes how you deal with people, situations, decisions, and games that people play in life. Your emotional intelligence defines how you put your mindfulness and your character together to help you derive advantage of your life situations and come out as a winner. Basically, these two work together as a survival set of skills that can give you an exceptional advantage if you work on them and grow with them. Next is your relationships. Relationships compasses a relationship with yourself, relationship with your immediate family, with your friends, with your relatives, with your colleagues, neighborhood, professional associations, community associations, hobby associations. How you value relationships, how well you connect describes your life. Man is a social animal, and without connections, he is indescribable. So, as a human being, we must master the art of connecting with people and nurturing relationships into meaningful ones. And therefore, we have relationship as a category. Next, we have fun and adventure. Fun is the stuff that you do just because you love doing them. Adventure, on the other hand, is something you did not do before. And we need to put ourselves in places and situations and experiences that we did not do before. And it's necessary to take a vacation, not just to have fun, but also have adventure. Have an adventure break, because once you finish that adventure and come back to life, you are willing to take more risk. You are willing to take fear head on. You are willing to grow, because the experience out of facing and being through an adventure makes you more ready, more livable, more strong towards life. So, having said this, if you have your time categorized in these 10 categories, now we can understand how the rest of our life must be lived so that we can derive maximum impact, experience, and contribution across these 10 categories of life. So, we did something brilliant here. We came up with a concept called dashboard. More precisely, we call it life dashboard. Now, what does a dashboard do? A dashboard is recording the numbers with time as things change. You can say something like, as the stocks change, you can see a dashboard telling how the stocks are performing with time as a dashboard. So the dashboard shows that, oh, okay, the price fell, the price increased, the price dropped, and again it increased. Now, you don't have to keep a minute by minute update on how the changes were fluctuating, but all you can just see is a dashboard and you get a gist of how the stocks are performing. Imagine if you can bring that kind of dashboard ability to your life. What if you just look at a dashboard and say, oh, okay, so this is how my life is looking. This is what I am doing. This is what I am not doing. And it's just there very clearly. You just see how good you are performing across these 10 categories of life. Or maybe something is not working out. And you can see that in your dashboard and you can take actions to fix that. Or maybe you can approach the right people to learn how you can change this, how you can fix that area of your life. So, most people do not understand that their life can be measured because we don't have a measuring ability. And I mean this in a good sense. I'm not trying to say you have to compare how much money you make with somebody else and that's a comparison. We're not talking about comparison. We're talking about measuring with dashboards. We are measuring personal growth with your own self. Okay, this is a story of your life, and I want the story of your life to be written as a growth story. You don't have to compare yourself with others, but when you have a dashboard, it helps you document your growth story, and that's the brilliant part of this. You have 10 categories. 10 categories are woven into some dashboard metrics, and these metrics are nothing but numbers that can be measured. And since you have numbers, I believe anything that can be measured can grow. So when we say physical fitness, okay, fine, physical fitness, maybe you're not fit, maybe you're fit already, maybe you're starting to get fit, or maybe you want to improve your fitness. Now these are non-tangible goals, right? But how can you derive tangibility out of these goals? How do I really measure? Where do I really stand when it comes to fitness? So we take this tangibility of your goals, whether for the sake of example, I'm just discussing fitness here, the physical part. You can make the tangibility of these goals into numbers, and these numbers can represent the growth of your physical fitness over time. So now you have a dashboard, and you have a very simple system on how you can just log in these numbers, how to measure these numbers, how do you even get these numbers. Okay, there's a system behind it, and this is a very simple system. You don't have to break your head to figure out how you can measure this. It's very simple, but there's an art, the art of how breaking tangible how you can break the non-tangible goals into tangible numbers that can be measured. And when you put that in a dashboard, you can see it growing, falling, the need to be fixed, improvements needed, everything can be seen there. The same thing you can do with your mindfulness. The same thing you can do with your relationships. Yes, relationships. People ask, how do you measure growth in relationships? Yes, it can be measured. If you understand how you can make metrics out of the dynamics in relationship, then yes, the story of your relationship, the growth in your relationship can be measured and documented in a dashboard. That's the beauty of this. Okay, so how does all this system make sense? It all makes sense when you understand the art of ability to measure the 10 categories of your lives as numbers, and putting these numbers into a dashboard and getting insights from this live dashboard. So every week you just come and you look at this live dashboard and say, oh, okay, so these are the areas I'm improving. Good. How can I improve more? Oh, okay, these are the areas I'm not doing well. What went wrong? How can I fix this? What do I need to learn? So how does the operation of live dashboard work? It works something like this. Every week you visit your dashboard, you look at these things, and you just ask two questions. What do I need to learn? What do I need to do? What do I need to buy? 3 questions. So you look at your physical area of your life, and let's say if it's improving, so you ask, okay, what do I need to do so that I can improve more? Fair enough, you get some answers there. Or what do I need to buy so that I get an advantage? Like maybe buying some equipments, maybe buying a nutrition book, maybe hiring a physical consultant, or maybe buying a gym membership. It could be buying a resource that is actually adding value to your physical health. Do I really need to buy something in order to maximize my physical benefits? You just ask this question, and maybe some insight, some answer can come when you're looking at your dashboard. 3, what I need to learn. Sometimes you can do the same thing but differently if you learned. So what do I need to learn so that I can operate like the other people do? People who are better than me. How can I learn from them? How can I learn to be more fit, more agile, look more younger, live in a disease body? So, and learning never stops. So what can I learn now to maximize my physical fitness? So bingo, you got maybe a book, maybe a course, maybe a YouTube channel series, something. But because you asked a better question, you get a better answer, right? Now you got that answer. The same thing goes for my mind. How can I control my anger? How can I stay immune from negativity of people? How can I be more concentrating at my work? How can I do more working less. And then there is the theory of micro learning. Micro learning is when you browse through, when you read an article, when you read a chapter from a book, when you watch a YouTube video, when you attend a course or take an event. Now, there's so much information that is bombarded at you. Most likely, you're not even making notes of all that because it's simply not possible. And again, there is maybe a piece of information or few points that can cause major breakthrough in your life, and they go straight into your head, impacting your life. So, why am I mentioning microlearning here when I am talking about life dashboard? It's because changes can happen incrementally, and over a long period of time, these small changes can represent huge, massive growth in your life. So, what I'm trying to say is, you don't have to learn from 10 books, but maybe if you just apply those 5 to 6 insights which you already know but you're not doing, and if you're reading something, maybe as micro learning, which is nothing but focus on the points that can cause breakthrough in your life. I mean, you read maybe a page, maybe a couple of pages, maybe a few pages, but just pick up those insights, knowledge, wisdom, tactics, and strategy that can cause breakthrough in any of these 10 categories of your life. So you shift your thinking in terms of micro learning. You're not the guy anymore who says, oh, okay, I learned this much, I read a book, I went to an event, but instead you're asking better questions. Which of these learnings, which of these points is changing which area of my life, and what do I need to do, what do I need to buy, what do I need to learn if I'm applying these insights. So this is micro learning. You condense, you simplify, you abstract, you just pick what causes immediate impact, because most of the times people know what they need to do. People know that they need to wake up early and get started. They need to exercise. They need to meditate. They know these good habits. They don't need a Facebook news feed or an Instagram poster or some YouTube video to tell them that. But people are constantly looking for ways to get motivated to acquire new wisdom instead of condensing information, abstracting, and putting it in a manner where they can start to apply it in their life. So all I'm saying is this: maybe you just need 5 to 10 insights, and most likely 5 to 6 of them you already know, but you're not doing. And maybe the remaining 5 can come from your learnings, and that too in a micro learning fashion, instead of attending events and reading books and blogs. Okay, so if you put this perspective, everything that I'm learning is changing my 10 categories, one of those 10 categories, or maybe few of them. And what is that? If you begin to see learning like this, if you begin to see reading a book like this, if you begin to see maybe reading a blog or watching a YouTube video like this, okay, I learned something from here, I'm picking up something from here, maybe even listening to somebody talk, okay, in your inner circle, in your professional circle, in your neighborhood, just listening to them talk can give you insights. The insights that, oh, okay, if I apply this insight in my life, which area is changing and how, and by how much? Because you have a dashboard now. So this is learning. This is experiential learning. This is insightful learning. In fact, we call it calibrated learning. You know what you're learning, and you know that if I apply this, these are the possible changes that will happen, and I can measure it. So your perspective of learning changes altogether, and it all becomes about application. Okay, I have life, limited time, 10 categories, I am learning something. How can I apply it? And by apply, we mean 3 things. Maybe you're doing something, maybe you're learning further something, maybe you need to buy something. For example, like you just understand that, oh, okay, if I wake up at 5 a.m. every day, then I get like 5 to 8, 3 hours, I can get so much done, so much done. while most of the people, including my competitors, are actually sleeping. Now, that's a great insight Robin Sharma teaches. Okay, you pick up this wisdom, it looks juicy, it's so inspiring, it's so powerful, and then what? You just scroll down, you just share, but you're not applying it. You're not applying it because you are unable to measure the impact that what does this mean to my business, to my life, to my relationship, to my income. You do not understand it that way. You just see it as good wisdom, powerful wisdom, inspiring wisdom, something I stumbled upon Facebook, right? But if you understand, oh, okay, that's an insight. How can I apply this? How can I make it doable? Waking up at 5 a.m. maybe it's not doable for anyone, but how can I make it doable? And if it is doable, and if I am doing it, what is the impact it is causing in my life? And how can I measure it? So maybe waking up at 5 a.m. can mean doubling your cash flow by the end of this year. Maybe you are not able to see that insight because you don't have a dashboard. You don't understand learning in a micro learning fashion. So, what if we change the perspective of learning? Instead of just bombarding ourselves with wisdom, what if we just pick up simple things? Simple things that can cause drastic changes in your life when you apply. And by apply, I mean learning, doing, or buying. So, if you think in these terms, okay, I am just experiencing life as a learning journey. And I'm learning with the ears of micro learning. I just listen that part of wisdom that can cause impact in any of the 10 areas of my life. And the only question I ask is, okay, how can I make it happen in my life? How can I apply it in my life? What I need to buy, what I need to learn, what do I need to do? That's it, you create that impact. And what do we have? We are practically applying. And there is a magic in practically applying because mind creates a delusion when you understand something and when you're doing something. See, some concepts are hard to understand. But when you read something like waking up at 5 a.m. can improve your productivity by 87%, okay, your mind understands that. That's cognition. And brain tricks you into believing that just because you understand something which you did not before, maybe you're already doing it. Just because you understand it. That's an illusion brain creates. Okay, but understand, there is always magic in doing. There is magic when you move. Great things happen when you move. So you learned something. Are you moving with that knowledge? That is causing the change in your life. And what I mean by moving is you just have time as much as the rest of your life. And now you have a piece of wisdom. How can you apply this piece of wisdom, apply it to the rest of your life? And how can I move by applying this piece of wisdom? So when you learn that waking up at 5 a.m. is so good to your productivity and overall health, and when you're moving with that habit, and what I mean by moving is you're actually waking up at 5 a.m. It's difficult. It's not doable initially, yes. But you ask better questions. Because when you ask better questions, you get better answers. It is difficult. I understand it is difficult. How can I make it happen? How can I make it doable? How can I make it easy? How can I make it natural? Those are better questions. And when you ask better questions, you get better answers. And the better answers can be, okay, do this, or learn this, or buy something like this. So your answers are always in this direction. Learning, doing, buying, learning, doing, buying, learning, doing, buying. And all of these are applying on any of the 10 categories of my life. So someone comes and offers you a book. So you ask a better question. Okay, what can I gain from this book? What can I gain from this course? What can I gain from watching this video? What can I gain from reading this article? What insights did I pick up and how can I apply? Maybe I'm already applying, or maybe there's a better way I can apply. Maybe this is something really new and can cause breakthrough. Let me apply this. Maybe this is bullshit. It just goes straight into trash. See, you can do this. So and by living life like this, you're reading and consuming knowledge in a more meaningful and insightful manner. Okay, because you see life very clearly now. Okay, I have 10 categories. Anything that is going in my head, anything I'm processing should impact my life. Should help me do something better, learn something more, or buy something that can be resourceful to me. This is a perspective that most people should learn. And when you live life like that, you understand the power of having a life dashboard. And by having a life dashboard, it helps you create a life where with the time you become younger, you have more youthfulness in you. You live in a disease-free body. You are mindful. You are immune to people's toxicity. You are productive whenever before. You are learning so much. Okay, you're learning so much. You're doing so much by working less because you're so focused and mindful. You are improving your cash flow. You're improving your savings. You're investing more because you're learning financial wisdom. You're operating business in a new way because you're asking better questions, better answers, and doing something better each time you do this process. And you're learning. You're getting great business education, business skills, and you're progressing forward. Your ability to connect with people, forge better relationships, business collaborations, community associations, family, friends, relatives, having fun, having adventure, experiencing love deeply, serving your community, having great character, moving people with your emotional intelligence, inspiring them with your work and life story. That's the complete life I'm talking about. And all of that can be lived, all of that can be achieved when you have this life dashboard and you're gradually progressing there. You can see the story of your growth unfolding. Okay, I am doing this. What can I do more? Where can I learn it? Okay, I learned this. Let me apply. And you're growing, you're growing, you're growing. You're growing in business, you're growing in relationships, you're growing in personal growth. You're always growing. And suddenly there's a moment that occurs to you where you understand that, okay, life is all about experience. It's not about success stories and fancy achievements that people boast of, although they are important and they will happen in this journey of pursuit of greatness. But it's not about just them. It's about taking life as whole and experiencing it fully. And as that happens, you are making such a powerful impact in the world. Because most of the times people wait for greatness to happen to them. People, in fact, sometimes don't even consider themselves as great. But the first belief that can cause immense change in your life is this: I am better. I am better than what I was yesterday. I am enough to do anything. There is greatness inside me, and it is my duty to unleash it and write the story of my life. Sensing this need to teach people that greatness is your duty, leadership is about using your gifts of greatness every day in your life, in your relationship, at your workplace, when you talk to people. When you breathe air, you breathe leadership, and that's how you unleash greatness. And there's a way you can lead this life. And this doesn't have to be hard, but it can be passionate, it can be interesting, it can be fun, it can be impactful, it can be resourceful to people. You're penning down your own story of your life. For the rest of your life, you're going to live a different life, a great life, right? So we created a learning platform. We call this the Greatness Guide, where we teach the techniques of life dashboarding, how you can measure your life, how you can unleash the story of your life as something that can be magnificently retold and inspire people. How can you live life like that? So we want this to create as a learning experience, not as a course, not as a book, not as something that is very intangible, but we wanted it to something that is more that can be more experiencing, more contributing, and more resourceful to life. The objective of this program is to help you with the concepts of micro learning, develop life dashboard, and live life where your greatness is unleashed. And I want it to be a greatness journey. So this is a 66-day program, and all you have to invest is like 2 to 10 minutes each day. You don't learn much. You don't have to take 15 hours or 10 hours of courses, but it's very simple. And I put it in a manner where you understand, oh, okay, if this is the insight and if I apply it in my life, how can I measure that change, that growth in my life dashboard? I'm going to help you see things in that way. apply it and lead. This is a journey where group of people will join and we will undergo this transformation into the greatest version of ourselves together over 66 days of time. Why 66 days? Because studies show that anything that you do for 21 days triggers your mind saying that, okay, this human body is trying to pick up a new habit. Body senses that. But when you consistently take it until 66 days, then it permanently gets ingrained as a lifestyle. It becomes as natural as brushing your teeth, or it's like any other natural activity like sleeping, yawning, eating, digestion, respiration. It becomes that natural because now it's embedded in your autonomous nervous system. So these things now happen involuntarily. You don't even voluntarily engage. It's so automatic that it just happens. What if greatness happens like that? What if great habits happen like that? And what if you can learn to live over the 66 days how to install greatness as a system into your life and ingrain it as a permanent tattoo in your mind and live the rest of your life like that? So therefore I call this the Greatness Guide. This is a life skills coaching program, most practical, most realistic, because we can measure the growth story using Life Dashboard. The concepts here are really breakthrough. We are bringing the best in cognitive psychology, peak performance, fitness, nutrition, relationship, behavioral psychology, put it all in a manner that can cause impact. So I'm not going to use fancy terms, give you lots of jargon or knowledge, but this is more about practical insights. Like, take it in form of microlearning. Just take this, apply it, see the benefits, measure it in your dashboard. As simple as that. And we will do this together. In fact, I am going to be part of this transformation camp along with you. So if you are interested in unleashing the greatness, how to live longer, more youthful, fountain of youth flowing in your body, disease-free body, peak performance, building great character, living life with genuine leadership, embracing people with love, ability to connect with everyone and lead everyone. Live a life where people come in contact with you and become inspired. Raise great kids, love more deeply, do great service. When you put this all together, we call it the Greatness Guide. And I invite you to join the Greatness Guide with me. So this program is starting from this Monday. The enrollments are happening. People are joining, and I want to join as soon as you can so that I can share the resources and help you get started with the homework so that we all can start from day one on Monday. I hope this coaching call has helped you understand that how life must be treated as a scarce commodity in a good sense, and that rest of your life can be lived as a great story. If you understand that life is made of time, life can be categorized, those categories can be measured using life dashboards. Learning is all about micro learning, not taking 10 hours courses or reading 500 pages book, but just deriving meaningful insights and apply them and measure that impact in your life dashboard. And while all of this is happening, you are living a great life, unleashing your greatness, write great story out of the rest of your life and leave a legendary impact behind. I personally believe most people do not believe in the possibility of becoming great because they have not seen it in themselves. But trust me, these 66 days will help you unleash that greatness inside you. It's doable. It's doable by anybody. Most people are living timid lives, but I want to inspire that brave, genius, great individual that is inside of you, and I want that individual to continue to create impact and leave a legacy behind. Imagine we all do this together and we are impacting people with our words, behavior, actions and work and service. This is my part, this is my role in creating a better planet, in uplifting humanity, and therefore I created this program. And therefore I did not want this to be a course or a book, but I wanted it to be an absolutely life-changing breakthrough experience causing program, 66 days to live a great life. Join me on the Greatness Guide. The enrollments are ready. Thank you so much. I hope this coaching call has served you deeply as usual. See you in the next coaching call.